Hello and welcome to M's Kitchen. We're continuing our royal wedding inspired menu, and so next up we're looking at fruity Sosaties, which is kebabs, also known as kebabs to lots of people. I've got here 1 kilogram of chicken breast, which has been marinated in a combination of oil, whole grain mustard, Worcester sauce, soy sauce and honey. So that has been marinating for just under 24 hours. Then I have got some pineapple that I've just peeled and cut into quarters. I've got some onion, just normal brown onion that's been peeled and cut into quarters. And then I've got a variety of peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers. So I've just washed my hands, and I'm going to use a combination of these bamboo skewers as well as these metal skewers to make these. And I'm going to start off by the metal skewers. So I've tried to cut the chicken breast fairly consistently, but obviously it's not always that easy to do that. It's not an exact science. So basically I'm actually going to start off with some onion. And I'm just taking some onion and I'm doing the round bit so that the chicken, which I'll show you in a second, will go into that bit, nestle into that bit that's over there. And then I'm going to add some pineapple and then just some green pepper. And I'm going to just repeat this process basically. I'm not going to use onion in every single time I put this on, purely and simply because sometimes it just overwhelms it a little bit, and onions can also sometimes it can burn. So I'm just randomly basically adding these on, just creating some color, some variety. And then once the skewer is full, I'm just going to place that in a container. So the important thing to note with this is obviously the chicken is raw. So if you start mixing it with the other ingredients like I'm doing now, don't go back and try and eat the stuff that's in there, because it's the kind of thing that could make you ill. So do try and avoid that. So what I'm doing is with the onions, I'm not using the whole quarter. I'm just using a couple of layers. Otherwise sometimes it doesn't cook through properly and it can just taste just a little bit too oniony, and you don't really want that. So you can just literally take your time with this. Don't rush this. Just as I say, just take your time. Rather get a nice balanced mix than rush it and it's, But if you're in a hurry, of course, you can do this really quickly. I'm just doing this because I'm trying to be fairly thorough. And I haven't exactly decided in my mind, as you can probably tell from this, I haven't exactly decided in advance what is going to go where every single time, which is absolutely fine. Don't stress about that. Just, keep going. And the whole point, the whole beauty about these particularly, I find anyways, the fact that they are random. It isn't, you don't want them to look exactly uniform, exactly all the same. So this is going to go on a fire. You can obviously do this in your kitchen as well. You don't actually have to do this outside. I'm just doing this outside on a fire because it's a lovely day today, and I would like to quite sit outside and enjoy some bird song, and a nice fire, what we would call a braai. So like I say, today's been a really nice day so far. In the UK obviously it gets dark this time of the year. By 9:30 it can still be light, so it just depends, like I say, so you might as well make the most of it. And we haven't had any rain today, so that's definitely cause for celebration as far as I'm concerned. So like I say, this is really random, and they are really pretty, really decorative. Now, as I said, this chicken has been marinating on here for the last roughly 24 hours. So which means that the flavors have been well absorbed, which is what you want. You don't want it to taste like raw chicken. And also it keeps it moist when it goes on the fire. It will mean that it'll continue being moist it'll be really lovely and tasty. So I'm just randomly putting this on, just using a mixture of different textures, different varieties. And obviously you're going to have to keep an eye on this when you cook this, to make sure that obviously it's cooked through. And I'm going to put this in a griddle as opposed to just straight onto the fire. You can just put it straight on the fire, but I just don't want it to charcoal too much, so that's a way to ensure that you don't do it. So I've made quite a few of these now, and I'm just going to continue doing this until all of this mixture is used up. And then just light a fire, wait for the coals to be ready, and then I'm going to be enjoying this. So just to show you, this is our fruity kebabs in celebration for the royal wedding. This is a variation of a South African thing that we really love to do. Southern African thing. We love to cook things on a fire, and so we call it a braai. And so I just want you to try something new. If you're going to do something, you have the opportunity to try something new. Don't go rush off to the supermarket and buy everything. Try and make your own stuff. Thank you for joining Em's Kitchen, and we'll be back again shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.